Faith is a substance of things hoped, the evidence of things not seen. Many people have a faith that is limited to the physical. But what if we told you that your faith has the power to change your life? Starting now, the Awakening of Faith. Brought to you by the Universal Church.
Welcome to the Awakening of Faith radio program. A very good morning to all, dear friends. May the Spirit of God bless you and your beloved ones. You know that God, He is mighty. Therefore, God has the means, the power to transform our family. Many people, they think that with their own strength, they can change someone. The truth is, dear friend, we do not have the power to change anyone. People, they try, they do whatever it takes in order to change someone, in order to change a family member. However, they end up realizing that they can't. They don't have the power to change anyone's life. But God does, and He's the one capable to change any situation in the life of your family member. Perhaps you will listen to this radio program today and have been wondering what to do for your family to change, what to do for your son to become a different person, for your spouse to let go the wrong ways, and become someone different. And many times you have been trying to change your family members with the strength of your arms. And then you could realize that it's not working. Because as I said, dear friend, God is the one that holds the power to do those changes. The truth is that when we surrender our family in the hands of God, it's from that moment on that God starts doing something in their lives. As long as we try to push them to let go what is wrong, to change, we end up, placing our trust in your own strength and end up failing. But from the moment you decide to trust in God and you surrender that family member, so that is when God starts working in your family. And that is, dear friend, what you need to do now. Whatever's going on there in your family, whatever situation you face with your beloved ones, surrender your lives in the hands of God and let God do what you cannot do by yourself. Let us go now to this beautiful testimony of someone who fought for the family, and this person's family was completely transformed.
For me, marriage was a failed institution.
A possessive person, a jealous person.
We even celebrated a day of not fighting.
We really wanted to be together, but every time we got home, it was hell. My name is Iris Fernandez. I'm 32 years old and I'm a businesswoman in the automotive industry. I grew up in a home where, materially speaking, I never lacked anything. However, I lacked affection, the care of a father that I expected to have. I used my friends as references, and I saw how the interactions were between fathers and daughters, and I wanted that. However, it was the opposite for me. It was completely different. I grew up watching my father being verbally abusive towards my mother, saying words that offended and put her down. This was very harmful to me. As I grew older, throughout my childhood and teens, my father also started to treat me like that. Therefore, every reference of masculinity that I had came from him, which were not very good examples. As well as the verbal abuse, there was also physical abuse. There was even a time when his aggression left my face bruised, and I was very hurt. I ended up finding messages that my father sent to another woman, other women. He would send them messages. This made me hate him even more. I used to think that men were all the same. that they would message other women, and that they would shout. This was the image that I had of men. I ended up building a barrier within me in an attempt to be superior to others. Externally, in my eyes, I was the greatest. I was above everything and everyone. However, also in me was a huge emptiness. I harbored an immense insecurity. I had many relationships, but none of them worked out. In one of these relationships, I ended up becoming the thing that I detested in my father. I became what I had seen in him: a controlling person, a possessive person, a jealous person. When I met Bruno, I had just come out of a relationship. I hadn't even healed from that relationship when we started to message one another. And I knew that he was also dating someone. I had always disliked that because that was the image I had of my father, but I replicated his actions. So, though I was already insecure then, imagine how I felt as the side chick.
When I met Iris, our personalities clashed, and badly. We were two people with strong personalities, and this was difficult. I didn't know how to manage that. We started living together right at the beginning. All the baggage we were carrying ended up affecting our relationship directly. When she would shout, I would shout even more. What I feared the most in a marriage or life as a couple, which had come from seeing my mum and dad arguing, ended up also affecting my relationship massively. When I looked at my references and said, why should I get married? I can take on all the responsibilities and not marry, because whether I get married or not, the same thing will happen. We even celebrated a day without fighting. I told her, congratulations, today was the first day we didn't argue. To go a month or a week? No, it was every day.
Thoughts would come. Is there really no way to be happy? Is there really no possibility to have someone to love me? Does a positive masculine figure not exist? We skipped all the steps. We simply rushed into everything. We didn't take the time to know each other. We didn't go through the dating phase. I needed to know whether he was working or not. He would send me pictures because I didn't believe what he was saying. We longed for each other. We truly wanted to be together. We even had good times when we were messaging each other. Oh, I can't wait to come home. I want to see you. But when we would come home, it was hell.
For me, marriage was a failed institution because, really, I had no good results. For me, the spiritual part of a marriage didn't matter, which, to be sincere, I didn't even understand what that meant.
Whilst going through his emails and snooping around, because my life was all about looking for problems, I found something in Bruno's emails. I found an exchange of messages with his ex. That was when she told me that he had sent her a gift, the same gift that he had given me, and that he had written her a love letter.
Having gone to spiritualist centers a few times as a child, I always tried to talk to God, though I thought that he wouldn't listen to me or that I wasn't the right person to talk to him. However, I spoke to him sincerely. I said, God, if it's meant to be like this, if she's meant to be the one you want me to live with and to make this relationship work, then tomorrow, make her wake up different. Let something different happen. This was because that day had been unbearable. It had been a horrible day.
The next day came, and a cousin of mine who was already going to the Universal Church sent me a message and said, I'm going to Solomon's Temple. Do you want to come with us? That was when I decided to call him. I woke up, and the first thing I did was to talk to him. I said, Bruno?
This is where I think we can work things out. Though I respect your opinion, I respect your religion. I stopped to think a little. I told her, okay, if you think that this is where things can be worked out, if you think this is the solution, After I had gone and attended a meeting, of course, there were points that still seemed odd and divergent to me. I left that place at peace. Do you know when you become relaxed and have a different kind of peace? I said, "This is strange to me, but it's good."
A few days later, I remembered the love therapy, which happens every Thursday. And I invited him so that we could repair our relationship. Our main focus really was to repair our relationship.
I compared my relationship a lot with my profession. If you want to do something properly, you need the right tool. And I discovered the right tool in the Universal Church during the meetings. It was also important to go on Fridays for the deliverance meetings.
I thought that the problems we were facing were because we weren't married. We decided to get married. We got married in the registry. We got married with a blessing on the altar. However, after some time, I noticed that the emptiness was still present in me.
As we attended the church, the Holy Spirit would always be spoken about. Since I didn't know much about this, we kept on learning and listening until I started to understand what I had to do to be rid of my mistakes and sins. That was when he came upon me. It was during a night vigil. It was like... It's even funny to say this. It's difficult to express to someone else because you become calm, you are at peace, you are happy.
Soon after, there was the fast of Daniel, where I prepared myself to receive the Holy Spirit. It was on a Wednesday during a meeting with Bishop Macedo. He said, "You will not feel the Holy Spirit. You will not get an emotion. It is not a sensation or a feeling. The Holy Spirit is faith." That was when I told God, "Lord, I have already surrendered everything that I am. And until now, I expected to feel the love of the world. But that's not it. It is certainty." I said, "I'm here. I don't need anything else. I just need you." I received peace, certainty. The emptiness that was within me was filled.
After she received the Holy Spirit, the way we treated each other and how we got along changed. We can talk and tell one another, "Listen, I like it this way or that way," even if it's criticism or anything else. This kind of marriage is only possible with the Holy Spirit, because if you depend on your own being, you will get ahead of yourself. You will place your will first and nothing will work. The Holy Spirit is the one who guides me. In everything I do, I base myself on Him.
The Holy Spirit is everything to me. He is my guide. He completes me. On the days where things are most difficult, He comforts me. He talks to me. He has been my best friend. He has been a father, a husband. He has been my everything.
Today, our companionship is much better. Our differences are there. But there is also unity, which is the Holy Spirit. And now that we both have Him, it is very peaceful to coexist.
Today, I have made amends with my father. We have a very good and affectionate relationship. And with my mother and my brother. Today, I can truly say that my house and I serve the Lord.
Well, dear friend, we are back with the Awakening of Faith radio program. And today we have our bulletproof tipping from today. And that's something that gonna help each one of you who are listeners now, to bulletproof your relationship. Because it's important that you protect yourself, you protect your relationship, that nothing may affect it. So for today's bulletproof tipping, we have the topics that says gardeners of love. Yes, Be an attentive gardener of your marriage. Imagining a beautiful garden in the spring. Trimmed grass, the colors and accent of flowers, dew on the leaves, the smell of wet grass in the morning. Who wouldn't like the sight of a sun and blue sky in the morning while enjoying a stunning landscape view? But if this same
I'll return with joy to harvest every prayer from a humble heart, rejoicing evermore, and singing will return at last to bring the bounty that He offered us. Forever recognize in our God we'll delight in all He's brought us through.